bad news for Lil Durk, man. The prosecutors, they aren't going down without a fight. If you watched our last video, you know that Lil Durk and his attorneys, they filed multiple motions accusing the state of not really having a probable cause or reason to have Lil Durk indicted because they really haven't provided any specifics or any real reason why they believe that Lil Durk was involved in this murder for hire. And they also said, yo, Lil Durk shouldn't even be indicted because the attorney general don't even have the right to indict him because he wasn't properly sworn in. But the prosecutors have responded and they said, listen, bro, all right, like this narrative, right, that we just indicted Lil Durk with no evidence, none whatsoever, and we are relying on rap lyrics, it's nonsense, it's hogwash, right? We have a lot of reasons for why we believe that Lil Durk is involved in this murder for hire. One of the things that caught my eye in their response opposing Lil Durk's motion to dismiss is apparently there's an unindicted co-conspirator who is telling the feds information about multiple murder for hires that Lil Durk is involved in. So what the feds are saying is, listen, this is just not a murder for hire. This is also a racketeering and a RICO case. So hence, even if you want to dismiss certain things or you feel like certain things were not absolutely clear, you can't get away from that OTF is a criminal enterprise and racketeering were involved. And one of the instances they're trying to prove that racketeering is involved here is apparently, right, the affidavit further stated that, well, confidential witness one provided information about shootings and other overt actions that OTF members and associates took to commit violence on behalf of OTF. This is where racketeering comes in. So even if Lil Durk is found not guilty of the murder for hire, the racketeering is still here. The affidavit then provided a specific example of racketeering activity in which defendant banks and other OTF members participated, specifically in Atlanta robbery turned shootings in which defendant Lil Durk and King Von were both charged with attempted murder and participated in criminal street gang activities. But then it gets worse, bruh. I don't know, all right, if the unindicted co-conspirator is adding some sauce to it, but that boy told the feds that Lil Durk caught a hit on 6 people. And they would say he provided them credible information about the 6 hits that Lil Durk asked OTF members to commit. More specifically, following the murder of King Von, the affidavit further disclosed that confidential witness one knew that Lil Durk placed other monetary bounties for the murder of people with whom defendant Banks was feuding, including 6 other individuals. The affidavit also listed significant evidence cooperating confidential witness accounts of Lil Durk involvement in SR's murder. What I'm not gonna do is sit here and look y'all in y'all eyes and lie to y'all people. That's what I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh my God, why you're lying on Lil Durk? Man, listen, bro. If you listen to Lil Durk's music, if you listen to Lil Durk's admissions or man, listen, man, right? Lil Durk putting bounties on his ops' heads is probably the most obvious thing I think. Like even the biggest Lil Durk advocate, bro, can admit, bro, Lil Durk was putting bags on them people's heads, bro. Yeah, they was terrified of Lil Durk, not because Lil Durk was the shooter, because Lil Durk was the bag man, bro. Right? Lil Durk had a reckless regard. Lil Durk was gonna get you if he wanted to get you. That's just a fact. But does that really prove that he put a bag on Quana Rondo's head? I don't think so. All right. Would that play a huge factor in this Quana Rondo case? I don't think so. All right. That's just from my perspective, because even like one of the people that they claim that Lil Durk put a bounty on, all right, was the Somerville murder. However, the city of Chicago said they have no intentions on charging Lil Durk for that murder whatsoever. So a lot of these things, to be honest, bruh, is to kind of paint the RICO picture. But I don't know, bruh. All right, if you don't have the murder for hire, because there are a couple of things you must prove to prove a RICO, right? I believe things like arson is, arson and a murder, or right, like there's various statutes, and you have to prove 2 of those for it to be considered a RICO. The murder for hire is just one of those statutes they have to prove, and then something else for it to be a RICO. So I don't feel like they would have enough for the RICO per se. Now, the murder for hire, to me, is 50-50. It could go anyway. Now, one of the things that Lil Durk did say in his motion to dismiss, he says, listen, Your Honor, all right, they brought faulty evidence to the grand jury. They told the grand jury that I dropped a song where I'm admitting to my involvement in the Quando Rondo Lil Pop murder. And this song that they provided to the grand jury is actually a song that I made months before Quando Rondo's cousin Lil Pop's murder. So because they're providing these affidavits, this is defamatory, it's false, and it must be thrown out. Well, the prosecutors told Lil Durk, bro, you don't think we slicker than that? You don't think that we slicker than, you think we make all this money? You think we've been doing this and indicting criminals for this long, and you think that we will slip up like, no, bro, no. Durk, we are experts. Experts in semantics, Lil Durk. So the prosecutors responded, and I'll be real, bro. Reading this made me mad, man. Because you could tell they know what they're doing and they're being slick with it. Lil Durk and his attorneys had a very big issue with this excerpt from the affidavit. They will say, this is false. This is a false statement. And they wanted it striked. And the statement is, in December of 2012, Lil Durk was featured on a song called Wonderful Wayne and Jackie Boy. In the song, Banks raps about, it's effed up that I'd rather get revenge instead of millions. Told me they got an Addy, go. Got a location, go. Green light, go. Look on the news and see your son, you screaming, no. Punani, blank. Notably, following SR's murder on August 19th, bystander video captured Quando Rondo screaming, no, when he saw SR's body pulled from the Escalade. Oh, Durk then tells the judge, judge, they lied on me. See, judge, they lied. The song was made before then. The prosecutor says, we know. All right? Semantics, Durk semantics. These people are slick, man. They said, listen, first off, Lil Durk has failed to identify any false statements or information actually contained in the affidavit. Apparently recognizing this, Durk is the defendant, but Durk's attempts to manufacture a misrepresentation by citing to an allegation about the lyrics contained in a prior non-operative iteration of the indictment. But y'all use this to present it to the grand jury to get the indictment in the first place. You just can't say, well, that don't matter, right? We're not using that version of the indictment anymore. Cut it out, man. But they would also say, and here's where they begin to play games and gimmicks and semantics with Lil Durk. They says, listen, all right, but other than Lil Durk's claim the warrants contain demonstrably false statements and or omissions, the motion is devoid of evidence or facts that show the following. They go and say, nothing about this allegation is false or misleading. Durk does not dispute that he was featured on that song. He don't dispute that the song was released 4 months after SR's murder. All right, defendant does not dispute his song explicitly referenced seeking revenge over profits and greenlighting violence after learning the location of arrivals, and defendant does not dispute the lyrics are similar to a publicized video of defendant's rival Quando Rondo screaming no while watching sheriff's deputies remove SR's dead body from a vehicle on the day he was murdered. Nor can he. Simply put, these are factual allegations. Everything we stated in that excerpt is true. They didn't tell Lil Durk that if he wrote the song before Quando Rondo's cousin was murdered, that don't mean anything because they never said he wrote it after the murder, and they never even implied that those lyrics were directly involved with Quando Rondo's cousin's murder. You see, they are playing semantics here, but they know what they're doing, bruh. Right? They know that a grand jury or anybody with common sense will read that and fill in the blanks themselves. But because they didn't fill in the blanks, they're saying, what exactly did we lie about? Didn't you release a song? Didn't you say those lyrics? Didn't Quando Rondo cousin? die? Didn't Quantarano scream no, no? We didn't say that song had anything to do with this. We're just saying, you have a propensity or whatever it's called, all right? Right? You have a knack of calling hits on people, or you have a knack of rapping about calling hits on people and about seeking revenge. We never said those lyrics are directly involved with Quantarano's cousin. These people are slick, man. They would then say, but even considering this true, the government could not have purposefully or recklessly omitted a fact they did not know. And even if this standard was met, it isn't. Defendant's argument also fails because it hinges on the premise that his lyrics are only relevant to the probable cause determination if he wrote them after Quantarano's cousin's murder, Lil Paul's murder. Not so. Defendant's lyrics about ordering a hit and seeking revenge show defendant's modus operandi and corroborates, right, the unindicted co-conspirator, right, which is the cooperating witness one, account that defendant ordered and financed the Los Angeles murder as set forth in the affidavit. This is the second time that prosecutors have been caught with their pants down and they find some type of new creative way and the judge just keeps allowing them to get away with it. Y'all remember in the first Lil Durk motion to dismiss, Lil Durk brought up the fact that the prosecutors played an edited fan video to the grand jury. And you know what that edited fan video was about? The edited fan video was actually of those lyrics they just referenced, right? No, you on the news screaming, no, no. So the fans, they edited Quantarano screaming, no, no, as Lil Durk said that into his verse. And when that got edited into Lil Durk's verse, they played that for the grand jury. And they used that to get an indictment. Lil Durk said, hold on, that's unconstitutional. Bro, no, bro, like, they can't do that. That video is edited. That has nothing to do with Quantarano. They said, cough. How come he's not addressing all the other evidence we got? Just because of that little instance? Come on, Judge. Are we really going to consider dismissing this case over that little instance? That little instance don't even carry any weight in this. These people, man, listen, man. It's cases like this that really makes you sit by and think, man, boy, I hate, man, boy, I hate the justice system, man. It's things like this that really make you sit back and say, man, I hope I don't ever get in the crosshair of the justice system, bro. These people are ridiculous. These people are conniving. These people are crooks. They're going to find a way to get you if they want you, okay? Now, one of the most interesting things about this, though, they're treating Lil Durk's like murder case as if Lil Durk is like a part of like the crime mob. You feel me? Like, they're requesting that the jury remains anonymous. That Lil Durk and them don't even get to see who the jury is, right, during trial. Now, this is usually reserved if it's a trial, I don't know, for like a cartel boss. Like if Al Chapo is at trial, the jury is anonymous. You know why jury's anonymous? Because Al Chapo got an international crime network that will get you murdered for playing or for voting him guilty. So the fact that they're now trying to get an anonymous jury is like, huh? What? Y'all think Lil Durk got that reach? Y'all think Lil Durk is really gonna, murder the jury? Like, y'all think Lil Durk is that cutthroat? Obviously, they don't think that. Obviously, they know there's a difference between Lil Durk and Al Chapo. They're doing this because they're playing whatever game they can play to create implicit bias when it comes to Lil Durk. If the jury is being told they're being held anonymous because their life is in danger, what do you think is going to happen? There's going to be implicit biases already built in from day one of trial. We got to hide our faces because this man is that dangerous? Of course he did it. This is not right, man. This is not cool at all, man. But y'all let me know in the comment section. What do you guys think about this, man? Y'all think Lil Durk is guilty? Y'all think he did it? Right? Do y'all feel like Lil Durk is getting his just due? Let me know in the comment section, all right? And if you're still watching this video and you want to make videos like this, I have a step-by-step course on how to get your first 10K subscribers within the first 3 months and make your first $10,000 a month on YouTube, all right? I've made $90,000 in 28 days. I can show you how to make $10,000 easily, bro, all right? And I have one-on-one consultations and free consultations in the link below, okay, in my description as well. So yeah, man, if you enjoyed this video, you can also watch this particular video right here on my screen somewhere here to find out why they're saying the feds are gonna get LeBron James soon. Click on this video right here to find out what I'm talking about. Out of here, folks. Peace.